We'll attend Chocolate and Chic 2018.
And we'll meet the folks behind the new book, Hope Nation.
All this and more coming up About Town.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to About Town. I'm Marie Rame.
And I'm Kathy Whiteman. Welcome back, Marie. So glad you could be here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So there's a ton going on around town, and I know that you have seen most of it. So tell us.
Well, briefly, the Music Factory is opening. They're open, but their grand opening is the end of this month. You can see that on the burb. They have, but the Big Beat just opened up, so there are 24/7 places there, and there are music every night. A very cool place called Hops and Vines just opened. It's got growlers. If you don't know what it is, look it up.
I don't know, so I have to look it up.
So did I. Not a beer drinker. But they have wines by the case and tastings, and it's a really funky, cool little spot down on Las Colinas Boulevard. Check it out. And E. Fratelli sold the freestanding building.
So the restaurant, not
the
the
restaurant,
pizza business,
that's right, the freestanding building. David Lamberti opened it back up, or took over the reins, or what have you, and no more square pizza. The round pizza, it's really good. Their wine tastings are back on Thursday, so yeah, that's kind of a place to be as well.
A little something old and something new. Sounds like fun.
Yeah,
sounds like fun.
It's good stuff.
Glad you could be here, and we're so glad that you're here for details on the Many Faces of Women produced by the Irving Black Arts Council.
We'll also learn about the Go Irving Showcase coming up this weekend, and we'll find out what's in store for this year's selections for spring.
As always, we also want to hear from you, so let us know if there's a community event you'd like to promote on the show or a story you'd like to see us cover.
You can email us at ictn@cityofirving.org or connect with us on social media. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. We'd love to hear from you.
Irving's young artists get to show off their skills at the annual Irving ISD Middle School's art exhibit. Susan Kamyab brings us the story.
There's a special feeling you get when something you've made is showcased for the public.
I feel very proud that I'm actually going to be able to show them a piece of art that I did.
It makes me feel kind of famous because people know about it.
It's basically saying, you know, your work is great and I'm proud of your work, let's display it. So it's an affirmation that they're doing very good work.
These students, along with other young artists, are having their artwork displayed at the annual Irving ISD Middle School Art Show, held at the Irving Arts Center.
We have one night targeted just as an open house. Parents, students, and members of the community are welcome to come in and view the gallery at any time, but during open house, that's where we see the children and really make them shine.
A variety of visual arts were exhibited, including paintings, ceramics, drawings, and much more.
I searched up on Google people, and then I saw this picture and I felt really inspired by it because it was just two people talking, and I was like, wow, that's perfect, so then I drew it. I called it Bed of Flowers because it's just like flowers, and I thought they were really pretty because the colors, there's different colors and not just one colors. So like I tried to like mix different colors to make it like lighter or darker, and like made it have texture.
My artwork is basically an eagle representing the African savanna. I decided to do an eagle and a savanna because I thought it would be nice to put two things together, because bald eagles are familiar in forests, and African savanna rarely have bald eagles.
Creating art these students feel proud of also benefits them academically.
They tap into a portion of their brain that they wouldn't normally tap into in, say, core classes. And this allows them to be creative and self-expressive, especially in the middle school years where they're trying to figure out who they are, what they want to be.
And that's just one of the many advantages of crafting artwork.
I like art because it gives you a feeling of, wow, illusion and repetition.
I like art because it like works me. Like, it puts me in a calm place. It helps me get things off my head when I'm like upset or things like that.
Art continues to be a creative outlet for students to express themselves. For About Town, this is Susan Kamyab.
Up next, the annual exhibition of high school art, April 7th through 18th in the Irving Arts Center main gallery.
The annual Chocolate and Chic Luncheon helps to raise money for Brighter Tomorrows. The organization provides a list of services for domestic violence survivors, most especially a place to be safe. Here's Susan with more of this year's event.
You have to come alone. And she did. And when she went into the bedroom to get the last box of stuff, he cornered her, he shot her 13 times. The last act of control over her life. Before she walked out the door the last time, he was going to make sure she never did.
Ronnie Lowe's sister Pam found out the hard way that when you're in an abusive relationship, it's best to get out fast without looking back.
My sister was abused by 3 different husbands, and the 3rd husband took her life.
Ronnie has been asked back for the 2nd year in a row to speak at the 22nd annual Chocolate and Chic Luncheon, benefiting Brighter Tomorrows, which shelters victims of domestic violence in the Irving and Grand Prairie community.
Kind of blew me away to be asked back the 2nd year. That normally doesn't happen, but I think they realized that in 15 or 20 minutes that I had last year, there was a lot more that needed to be said. There's a lot more to the story than what I had an opportunity. So I'm looking forward to today and giving the rest of the story.
Attendees bid on silent and live auction items and enjoyed a lunch featuring a chocolatey dessert.
It's an opportunity for the community to come together, show their support for Brighter Tomorrows and the work that they do here, in a great way to raise money, have fun, and enjoy a good meal.
We have an opportunity to raise money that will continue to help us operate our agency and to continue to serve the victims and the survivors of domestic violence. Without these types of fundraisers, our agency can't continue to function. So
Brighter Tomorrows also works hand in hand with the Irving Police Department to help ensure survivors' safety.
Brighter Tomorrows is that organization where when we encounter a victim of domestic violence who needs a place to stay either for the night or for a longer period of time, Brighter Tomorrows is an organization where we can refer that victim, her family to give them that safety and security for that period of time while they make that transition from an abusive relationship into a stable environment.
Proving the significance of events like Chocolate and Chic, which raises awareness of domestic violence.
We need to educate everyone. The statistics for domestic violence, you may or may not have heard, is 1 in 4 women will experience domestic violence in her lifetime. That statistic varies, and some are saying it's getting closer to 1 in 3. It's not to mean that domestic violence is escalating, but what that means is that the education is out there. People are becoming more willing to come forward and leave their abuser, because there are agencies like Brighter Tomorrows where they can get away from their abuser and start a new life.
Brighter Tomorrow's ultimate goal is to aid victims and encourage those still in an abusive relationship to get out immediately and seek professional help.
Enough is enough. We need to understand the enormity of the problem.
For About Town, this is Susan Kamyab.
Thank you for supporting the families that they serve. And God bless you in everything that you do to serve Him and to serve each other. Have a great day.
To learn how you can make a difference in the lives of families affected by domestic violence, visit brightertomorrows.net.
The Irving Black Arts Council focuses on the female perspective in their new show, Many Faces of Women.
Lanita Johnson and Stephanie Dixon bring us the details. Welcome, ladies.
Hi, how are you? Hello. It's great to see you guys. Lanita, I want to start with you by commenting first. The Irving Black Arts Council has this long tradition of finding great new work and bringing it to present to the community. What attracted you to this show, The Many Faces of Women?
Thank you so much, Kathy. We do. We go all over the Metroplex to find what's happening now. And Style and Diva Productions, we've done before, but this one in particular, The Many Faces of Women comes right after Women's History Month, and it covers an array of subjects for women, aunts, moms, church ladies, everybody.
Okay, well, for someone who's not familiar with it, what exactly do you do? What is this program?
Well, Many Faces of Women, the monologues, it is about 8 different women that are telling their story. You have the abused woman, you have the gossiping woman, you have the church woman, you have the woman with Alzheimer's, you have the young girl that's being bullied. Just many different subjects that a lot of women go through, and young girls. I'm a hairstylist, so I've heard many different stories throughout the years from women. So being a playwright, it just kind of prompted me to write these monologues, and just for women to see if they're going to see themselves on stage. You know, if they see this face, hear this woman talk, say, oh wow, that's me, that's my daughter, that's my aunt. But in the end of each monologue, every woman, girl comes into themselves and they find a way out, or they see a brighter end to what they're going through.
Very nice.
There's always having that message of hope. If you've got somebody in the audience who's facing something that sounds like what they've just seen, having that message of hope there at the end can make the difference for people.
Right, and having done the production before, I had women coming out of the theater in tears saying, I saw myself on stage. I even had men that came up to me and said, wow, I didn't realize that women actually go through this kind of stuff. And then they were kind of like, wondering, are we the cause of it? You know, I'm like, sometimes you are. But yes, it is something that I believe will touch every person. Even if you haven't gone through it yourself, you will see somebody. You're going to laugh, you're going to cry, you're going to have fun. Many faces of women. And it's not all the faces, but it's some of the faces, and it's the majority of what we go through.
Well, if it's not you, you're going to identify with someone else, a friend or a mother or a daughter.
Well, it sounds like a great show. We are definitely looking forward to it. Folks, you can catch the Irving Black Arts Council and Styling Diva Productions production of Many Faces of Women on Saturday, April 14th at 7 p.m. in the Dupree Theater at the Irving Arts Center.
Helen Hunt returns to the silver screen in the role of Kathy Bresnahan, the volleyball coach who has a chance to lead her team to victory after the devastating loss of their star player. Does the film live up to its inspiring potential? Cynthia Jordan brings us the review.
Hi, today I want to tell you about the new film from director Sean McNamara, who gave us the hit 2011 film Soul Surfer. In this new film, The Miracle Season, he tells the true story of the Iowa City West High School volleyball team, who, after the sudden death of team leader Caroline Found, had to band together with the help of their coach to fight through the heartache of loss in hopes of winning the state championship. The film stars Helen Hunt, Erin Moriarty, Danica Yarosh, Berkeley Duffield, Jason Gray Stanford, and William Hurt.
How many schools do you think have one of these? Dozens. How many teams have earned 2 back-to-back? Almost none.
It's a true story.
A lot of people are going to see this movie and think that a lot of it was dramatized for the sake of making a movie, and none of it is.
This director likes to make good, solid family films that pass along a message of perseverance, courage, and faith without being too heavy-handed. Also, he's really great at showing the action of skilled volleyball competition.
Caroline, you're the captain now. Lead this team.
Caroline knew how to live life without any regrets. Yeah! But she was also a massive goofball and made every single day on the court so much fun.
Helen Hunt is perfect as the tough-as-nails coach, and William Hurt will break your heart as a grieving father who has to make his own way through such loss. This film will make you cry along with them. I heard lots of teenage girls sobbing in the darkened theater.
This is our year, Cal.
Once she passes, Caroline still has this profound impact.
People are looking to me to keep the team going. She brought out your inner strength. You can't bring out something that isn't already there.
If we could win one game, shouldn't we try? For Caroline.
The actresses in the film look like good volleyball players instead of just pretty faces, so the game scenes are intense.
If we run the board, we got a shot at state.
How many is the board?
15 games.
There's a lot of pressure there, for sure. But it's such a bonding experience.
We are this close to doing something no one thought we could do.
Time to take them down.
The Miracle Season is rated PG and is a breath of fresh air, showing girls competing in sports and showing they have the heart of great competitors just like the boys do. So grab your tissues and your mom or sister or best friend and enjoy this chick flick that shows how great girls can be on and off the court.
I'm really excited that there's finally going to be a sports film for women. It's really positive and uplifting.
Whatever happens out there today, it isn't personal.
Thanks for letting me know. It'll make our win even sweeter.
It's going to be really great for girls to see this film.
You strong women, win this for yourselves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, West!
The Miracle Season opens April 6th at AMC Irving Mall and Regal MacArthur Marketplace.
Irving ISD students get to make their mark, and we get to see them in action.
And Tierney Tennant is here, bringing us details on Go Irving. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me here today.
It's always wonderful to see you, Tierney, and you're bringing incredible news.
This is big news, big news.
What is the Go Irving Showcase?
So in most cases, if you want to visit every single school in Irving, learn about every single program available, it would take you more than a year. We're going to do that for you in one day at Go Irving on April 14th at Singley Academy.
Oh, wow.
Every single school will be represented. They will have plenty of student programs available for our community to learn about. This is a great chance for everyone in Irving to experience the excellence of Irving ISD.
I think that's fabulous.
Okay, so So what this is Singley is going to be taken over, and each room is going to have each individual school represented. Is that what we're saying?
That's right. That's on the first, second, and third level.
All the way up.
From pre-K to 12th grade, we'll have a campus meet and greet. Student leaders will be there as well as principals. An opportunity to experience our signature studies programs. We've got drone aviation, so we'll have a drone air show. We've got great culinary programs. Our students will be there passing out some of their samples. Even a district job fair. So if you want to join Team Irving and work with us, we'll have a district job fair right there at Singley Academy. The district is taking over Singley for that morning, Saturday, April 14th from 9 to 12.
Yay!
Yeah, that is incredible. Okay, so as an attendee, I come in the door and what all am I going to see?
Well, first we're going to give you a t-shirt and a bag so you can get all of the fun things that you're going to collect while you're there. We also have a great sponsor with Sky Zone that's going to give everyone a t-shirt. We've got free food from McDonald's, so while you're there you can eat and learn and also play.
Flag and food.
Student entertainment in the auditorium, cheerleaders, mascots. If you graduated from an Irving High School, come back, see what has changed and some of the offerings that we have available.
So basically the whole school experience. I mean,
whole
really,
school
when you've got all that going on.
There are a lot of people who have not been to any of our schools and don't know the greatness that's happening inside our classrooms. So this is an opportunity for us to bring them all into one building and make it easy for the community to walk and see for themselves what is really happening in our schools. And it's great things.
Yeah, I love that.
So when they go into one room, like say you have a 5-year-old child or whatever, you get to experience. The teacher kind of walks you through what the day will be like for your child, so you're not so scared about that.
From
and
pre-K,
so they're not so scared about that.
From pre-K to 12th grade, you can walk into a classroom, say your child is supposed to go to Towne Elementary School, come in, meet and see what is that going to look like for your child. And then let's see where you're going to go for middle school. So let's go to the second floor and see the middle and high school. So then go downstairs to the vendor booth and maybe the job fair and get a couple of snacks before you go.
That's wonderful.
Well, it's going to be an amazing day.
Yes.
And all sort of jam-packed into this, one room fits all. Not exactly one room, it's one whole school. So in a situation like this, when you've got this opportunity, you just don't want people to miss it. You just want them to make sure that they get out to see it and hear the great story about Irving ISD. What would you say to encourage folks to get out there Saturday morning? We are your schools. We are your students. We are the future of this community. We want to make sure that you're educated and you know exactly what's happening inside our schools. That we're producing great leaders for this community. We've got outstanding programs. You should be proud of Irving ISD. We want you to cheer Go Irving, and you'll know why on Saturday, April 14th. Fantastic.
That's wonderful.
All right, community, you know the time, you know the date. The place is Singley Academy, and they'll start this great showcase at 9 o'clock, and you can experience the whole of Irving ISD on that day, Saturday the 14th.
The new book, Hope Nation, brings together some of the top young adult authors in the country to share their personal stories of the healing power of hope. The South Irving Library recently hosted a book launch just in time for the North Texas Teen Book Festival.
As the crowd starts gathering for another Irving Public Library author event, staff can already tell it's time for more chairs and more books.
Whatever Texas librarians set out to do, they do, and they do very, very well, in my experience. And Texas readers reflect that in many ways.
Today's standing room only turnout reflects that. It's a not-to-be-missed opportunity to hear Carter, 2 more best-selling authors, and the editor of the new young adult anthology, Hope Nation.
These amazing ladies don't really need a whole lot of introduction, but...
The book features 24 acclaimed authors sharing very personal stories.
I kept coming back to my senior year of high school. The week I was graduating, my family lost our home, and any possible plans that I had for the future were completely out the window.
There's a lot of people from my hometown who are really struggling, and there's not a lot of money here, and there aren't a lot of jobs here, and how does anybody from here, aspire to more?
The book has all kinds of stories, stories of family loss and abuse and trying to find your voice as a writer. Really, it runs the gamut.
Dr. Brock asked each author to share their story and what it took to move on. Julie Murphy says there was one universal element.
I think that regardless of that, we can all agree that, whatever it is that you're fighting for, there's nothing worth fighting for if you don't have hope.
My essay was about the fact that over the past year, I've met amazing young people who give me more hope for tomorrow than I had yesterday.
Dr. Brock says she designed the book to give that message of hope to teens and young adults.
Any kid from any background would see authors like them and be able to hopefully connect with their story. I think the stories are universal. I don't think it's one kind of story fits one certain kind of kid, but I wanted to make sure that those authors also were representative of our nation.
This is Kathy Whiteman reporting.
You can meet several of these authors at the North Texas Teen Book Festival, Saturday, April 21st at the Irving Convention Center in Las Colinas. The coming of spring means the coming of selections for spring, Momentum Dance Company's annual concert. Jacqueline Forsher joins us with this year's details. Welcome.
Thank you. It's so great to be here. This is our favorite show because I really think we work longer on this one than any production that we put on.
So that's a surprise because people in the community will associate you automatically with Nutcracker, which is a huge show, but this one is more complex.
Absolutely, because every dancer in the company knows every role in Nutcracker, and we can put it together in a snap, you know, if role changes have to happen due to injury or anything. Oh. This is all new repertoire. Every dance is being learned between January and April, and we do have Momentum alone has 10 selections on this program.
Okay, well, what is it? And since I'm not familiar with what goes on over there, so what do you have? What does that mean, repertoire? Who are you going to have there, and what are they going to do?
We have 7 different choreographers involved in this production. Oh, wow. One of the choreographers has 3 pieces, and I have only one this year, but it's a big 18-dancer ballet to Vivaldi, one of my favorites. And a couple of other dancers have a couple of pieces. It's just a very varied program with ballet and modern, our 2 strongest suits. And also we have tap, musical theater, and jazz on the program this year. As well as our guests are bringing ballet and contemporary, and then the biggest surprise, we're having Seduction Salsa Company perform with us this year.
Oh, nice salsa.
We haven't done that in a long time.
Nice.
It's fun for the audience. They really get excited about that.
So a lot of different companies, a lot of different styles. Why was it important to you this year to sort of bring such a variety?
It just sort of happened that way. The dancers that also choreograph begin as soon as the show's over, tossing ideas at me because they start right away, even because Nutcracker, as I said, just comes from body memory, but they want to already start listening to music and thinking about what they would like to put on for the next year. You know, we consider doing we consider doing full-length ballets again, but then it's such an opportunity for them to showcase their choreographic talents. I really enjoy letting them do that.
And it kind of means, like, when you get all those different dancers together, that they get a different feel for each other. You get to learn something new, correct?
It makes us very tight because if you're not as familiar with the style, you have to work even harder to make sure that you match the other dancers. Yeah. It's hard work, and instead of just weekends, we're working 4 or 5 days a week now.
Oh, my
this close to the show, yeah.
So this is a show that people will not want to miss because they'll get a chance to see so much great stuff.
I wish they knew how hard we worked on it, and it would make it more worthwhile for them, and we go out and try and look effortless, of course.
Well, and see, that's the beauty of it, but it's also the challenge of it because you're supposed to make it look easy, and it's not easy. So folks, we want you to have an opportunity to see selections for spring Momentum Dance Company's annual gala dance event. We like that. And you'll have 2 opportunities, Friday, April 20th and Saturday, April 21st at 8 p.m. at the Irving Arts Center. So you can call 972-252-ARTS and get your tickets. The 2018 Indian Folk Art Traveling Exhibit highlights our calendar of events this week. You can catch the exhibit in the administrative foyer in the Irving Arts Center through April 29th. Here's a look and a list of other not-to-be-missed events about town. And here are some creative things to do happening about town. The Heritage Senior Center hosts their outdoor flea market Trash to Treasure sale on Saturday, April 14th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. For more details, call 972-721-2496.
Celebrating Irving, the City and the Man continues on Saturday, April 14th with an opportunity to meet Grant Wood, aka Tom Milligan, at the South Irving Library. The event starts at 2 p.m., so visit irvingsheritage.com for more information.
The Irving Symphony Orchestra presents Cirque de la Symphonie on Saturday, April 14th at 7:30 p.m. in Carpenter Performance Hall. Call 972-252-ARTS for ticket information.
And the Irving Schools Foundation celebrates student excellence at Breakfast with the Stars, Tuesday, April 24th at 8:30 a.m. in the Irving Convention Center. To learn more, visit irvingschoolsfoundation.org. And that wraps up this edition of About Town. Thanks for joining us.
Please be sure to tune in next time when we'll go Hollywood at Texas Fest 2018 and we'll attend the Go Irving Showcase.
We'll also meet more of Irving's talented young artists at the high school art exhibit.
We'll leave you tonight with a look at Forever Young and the Reflections, kicking off the 2018 Irving Concert Series last Friday, April 6th. For About Town, I'm Kathy Whiteman.
And I'm Marie Rain. Have a good evening.